Hello everyone, I'm Simple Batra from Simple Digital School. As we have already started with the database models, we have already covered two models, that is hierarchical model, and we have already covered the network model. And today we have to start and cover up the relational model, which is the third model. But before I move on, all the students, all the best to all of you for your internal exams. As I know, in the many universities your internal exams are going to start. So जितने स्टूडेंट्स मैनेजमेंट इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम्स या इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम्स मैनेजमेंट की सीरीज देख रहे हैं, फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड यूनिट हैव बीन टोटली कंप्लीटेड इन द MIS प्लेलिस्ट, और उसी का यूनिट 2 you can find here in the DBMS playlist, and this DBMS playlist is applicable for all the students of technical courses also. I have specified there on the screen itself. So let's start with today's session, relational model. Now this model is very important from the exam point of view also, so do watch it till the end. We have to start with the relational DBMS, as we already know that all the different database models have their own advantages and disadvantages in the terms of processing as well as in the terms of business. Today we'll be covering relational data model, and such kind of database management systems which are developed on the basis of relational model are also known as relational database management systems. So hierarchical and network model we have done, relational will cover today, object oriented will be in the future. So what's a relational model? The relational data model was developed by Dr. E.F. Codd in 1970. If you remember, in the earlier lectures we had discussed the Codd rules. So the Codd rules were given by Dr. E.F. Codd only in 1970, and he is the only one who had given the relational model also. In a relational data model, all the data is represented by a two-dimensional tables, and those tables are called as relations also. These tables may be referred to as files here, in which the data is actually stored. So when we say a file in a relational model, it means we are talking about a relation or a table in a relational model. Any table or a relation name represents the entity. Since in the database models our aim is to represent the different entities and the relationships existing between them. So here in this particular model, every table's name or relation's name signifies the name of an entity. In each table, the rows represent unique records called as tuples, and the columns represents fields or the attributes. To understand more about the table, relation, entity, attributes, tuples, you can refer to my previous lectures also. I have shown it very clearly through the examples in the previous lectures. Please go through the same also. But for now, when we talk about a table or a relation, here a single row represents a unique records, and such entire one record or one row of a table is called as a tuple. और किसी भी टेबल की जो हेडिंग्स होती हैं, फील्ड्स होती हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर टेबल का नाम है स्टूडेंट, स्टूडेंट represents the name of an entity because student is a real word object, and student name, student ID, student phone number, student address, these all fields or headings represent the attributes of a table or entity. I'll show you through the example also. Information in more than one file can be easily extracted and combined. You have a multiple files in a particular database. It means you have a multiple tables stored in a particular database, and the information can be extracted retrieved from those tables once they all are integrated together and used. Now, such kind of database management systems which are developed on the basis of relational model, in which the baseline is a relational model, such database management systems are known as relational database management systems. So here Oracle, Sybase, DB2, Informix, MS SQL Server, these all are the examples of relational database management systems which have implemented this relational model. Often a user needs information from a number of relations to produce a report. Now what happens? You have a one database management system which is managing the entire databases of a particular organization. So there multiple departments will be having multiple files to store different kinds of data. Like accounts department will have their own files or their own tables. Admin department will be having their own files and their own tables to store the data. But those all tables must be used together to extract the exact information for the use of a particular employee or manager of the organization. This is the strength of a relational model, that multiple tables can be combined together and you can fetch the data as per the need of a particular level of management or a particular employee or a customer. See, in the relational model, if you have a multiple tables and you want to relate those tables, you should have a common element in them so that they can be related to each other and you can extract the information from both of them. This we'll see in an example further. Let's understand the term relation first, or a table first. A table is known as a relation here, and a column is known as an attribute. A row is called as a tuple, and a values in a column is called as a domain or the data elements, and the definition of a table is called as a schema of a relation. Now, let's see the example of a relation. Here we have taken two tables. This particular table, this name is part. In the part table, part represents the name of an entity here, because a part is something existing in the real world. A part of a machinery, a part of any particular AC, this refers to the part which is being manufactured. So here this table is known as a relation or a file, and here the name of the entity, table, relation is part, and these are the headings: 1. Part number, part description, unit price, supplier number. These all are the columns and they are called as attributes or fields also. I have already specified this here. This particular one row refers to the row or a one tuple here. Correct? One row contains one record complete and is known as a tuple or a record. Similarly, these all are referred to as rows, tuples or records. And here we have got 4 rows, 4 records or 4 tuples. And here we have got 4 attributes of the entity part. This should be clear to each one of you. Now you have a second table with the name of a supplier. And this supplier is the name of the entity, name of a relation or name of a file also. Here they have got 3 headings: supplier number, supplier name, supplier address. And these 3 are also known as columns or attributes or fields of the relation supplier. And here this particular one row refers to the one record of the relation supplier or one tuple of the relation supplier. Here you have got 3 rows, means 3 records or 3 tuples you can call here. So I hope you can understand that relation is a 2-dimensional structure here, and columns are known as attributes, and a particular record or a row stored in it is called as a tuple here. Another thing I would like to say you is how they are associated with the entity. You have a one part. First record signifies part number 137 having description door latch. Its unit price is 22.50 and its supplier number is 4058. So you can see that how it is relating all the data of a particular record of part number 137. Now these relations, part and supplier, can be combined and integrated together to access the data and produce the reports. Here both these part and supplier, they will be correlated with each other, they will be integrated with each other so that the data can be extracted properly by combining them and the reports can be produced properly. For relating both of them or combining both of them, it is important to have a one common data element here which is being shared by both these tables. Now what is this common data element? You can see here you have a one supplier number here and the same supplier number is here in the supplier table also. So you can see that how these two are common here. So in both the tables, part and supplier, you have a common data element which is a supplier number. Due to this common data element, the data sharing becomes possible in both these tables. This is the example. You have a part table which was used in the previous slide and the supplier table which was used in the previous slide. To revise here again, part is a one entity here, supplier is another entity here. Part के attributes होंगे part number, part description, unit price और supplier number. Supplier entity या supplier relation के attributes होंगे supplier number, supplier name, supplier address. इन दोनों में common है हमारे पास यहाँ पर supplier number और supplier number which is the common attribute in both these tables. You can see. So through this they both can be combined with each other and integrated with each other. Now here what is the query? We need to have supplier number, supplier name and supplier address of all those records which have a part number 137 and a part number 152. तो यहाँ पर सबसे पहले इन दोनों को ज्वाइन करना होगा, जहाँ पर हम ज्वाइन यूज़ करते हैं SQL में. When we'll be doing SQL, you will be able to understand all this by implementing practically also. So ज्वाइन के थ्रू पार्ट और सप्लायर ज्वाइन हो जाएंगे क्योंकि they have a common attribute supplier number and they will be joined. After this यहाँ से select होगा select part number 137 और 132 और यहाँ से ये ज्वाइन हो चुका है सप्लायर नंबर के थ्रू. तो यहाँ से सप्लायर का नेम और सप्लायर एड्रेस फेच होगा. सो दिस सप्लायर नेम would come over here and this supplier address would come over here and supplier number is common, so this will come from here and part number will come from this part table. Now both these tables are joined, so all these attributes will be fetched as per the query need. और उससे benefit क्या होगा कि एक नया short table तैयार हो गया, projected as per the selected columns और projected as per the query need. तो देखिए यहाँ पर पार्ट नंबर 137 और 132 वो दोनों रिकॉर्ड्स फेच हो गए हमारे पास इन दोनों टेबल में से. So this is how in the relational network or a relational database, the two relations, tables can be combined, integrated, and data can be extracted from it as per the need or the requirement of a query. This all will be implementing in the SQL also in the practical sessions. Do write down in the comment box if you want me to come up with the live sessions of practical of SQL also. Now advantages. First point, simple. The data is quite simple to implement. There is no need to get into the physical data storage details, and the designers, the database designers, can concentrate on the logical view straightforward here. There are no anomalies here of insert, delete or update commands, because here in the relational model it is record by record, data is stored in the tuples in the relations and it is easier to modify it. Better query capability, very true. Network model में there was not a good scope of query optimization जो हमने last lecture में पढ़ा था, but यहाँ पर you have a very powerful, flexible and easy way to use the queries, to run the queries, and it uses a 4G language like SQL to run all the queries. Easier design, implementation, maintenance and usage. Definitely there is a good structural independence here in the relational model, because for database design you have a separate relations, each relation for a one entity, so it is easier to maintain different relations individually and interrelate them also. Hardware overheads. Now what are these hardware overheads? In the relational model you need to have a powerful computing hardware and storage devices to perform the RDBMS, which is your relational database management system, and here you have more abstraction implemented. The highest level of abstraction is given and physical data storage is completely hidden from the users, so it hides the complexities of implementation here and includes lots of hardware overheads. Phenomenon of information island. What is information island? Since there is a ease of implementation and this particular relational model is easy to be implemented, what happens? There will be multiple departments, multiple people handling these databases, so it is possible that many people or many departments create their own separate individual databases for their personal use, and due to which so many information islands are created, which can create lots of confusion for integrating those relations. Relating the tables efficiently is very important for the smooth and effective functioning of the organization. So due to information islands there can be so much of confusion, so it might happen that the problems like data inconsistency, duplicacy, redundancy can happen due to information islands created. So we have discussed all about the relational databases or relational model in DBMS. We'll be talking about this in the SQL also. If you'll write down in the comment section to come up with the sessions of practical of SQL. Our next topic will be object oriented model. I'll come up soon with this. Till then, bye bye, take care, stay happy, stay healthy. Do like, share and subscribe the channel अगर आपको पसंद आए. Take care.